This one's also from Niche Gamer. So, one of the big things happening in the news right now is USAID. Trump put out an executive order pausing USAID, and Elon Musk and Doge are going into look at it and see like what sort of waste is going on. And people have been finding all sorts of stuff that is very suspect, where like Politico is getting paid a ton of money by these like premium subscriptions from government agencies. So they're getting millions of dollars through that. And it's raised questions like, okay, is this just state-sponsored media at this point? And, you know, as Politico is extremely left-wing. So these government officials are funneling money to Politico, and Politico's like, no, they need this. Our information makes them better at their job, guys. Getting our super left-wing propaganda makes government employees better at it. And the fact that the U.S. government is giving us a ton of money through these premium subscriptions certainly isn't a conflict of interest. Trust us. Totally nothing to see here, guys. Nothing to see here. We're funding the BBC and all these other weird stuff, like making pro-trans Broadway shows in different countries, or trans comic books in Guatemala, or just a lot of like ridiculous stuff that's like pro LGBTQ stuff that as right wing people, I'm assuming like half the country or more is sort of right leaning, and the fact that their taxpayer money is being used to promote stuff that they feel is morally objectionable, and stuff that like just seems a complete waste of time. Like, why not use the money in America rather than doing some weird pro-trans art in some third world country? What does that do for us? I don't know. But regardless, to bring it back to video games, some people were trying to say that Sweet Baby and Feminist Frequency were getting money from this USAID, and let's just read it. This is updated February 7th. The post has been deleted. Okay, so this was Pirate Nation, which he's again kind of grifty, relies on like drumming up this stuff for his Twitter account. Sometimes he posts good stuff, but you can't really expect him to be very accurate. Again, it's all about getting the clicks, getting the views, getting the clout. So you have to like kind of like drums, you got to take it with a grain of salt sometimes. So this post was going around executing the U.S. government of bankrolling narrative consultancy firm Sweet Baby Incorporated and defunct feminist activist organization Feminist Frequency. Both organizations have come under fire over the years for alleged offensives ranging from corporate meddling regarding artist freedom of expression to unapologetic calls for censorship. The post in question uses two sources calling out payments to Sweet Baby Incorporated and Feminist Frequency. Starting with Sweet Baby, we're given information from usspending.gov, an official government website with publicly available information. You can check the two awards here. The two awards allegedly given are associated with Eyeglass Wholesaler, which is listed as Sweet Baby Incorporated, but is doing business as A.J. Morgan, located in Los Angeles. Sweet Baby, we covered over the past 2 years, is a narrative consultancy firm based in Montreal, Canada. Even if it were Sweet Baby Incorporated, these words weren't any form of endorsement or grant. They were part of a paycheck protection program. Obviously back in COVID, during the time where they give loans for like COVID stuff. It seems like this Sweet Baby Inc. used to be, I think they might have like rebranded or changed jobs, or maybe it's just a shell thing, a shell game. But it seemed like it was some sort of like a baby reveal type of baby, something related to baby wear, or like throwing parties for babies. And at some point it changed to this AJ Morgan. Back in this stuff was awarded. These loans were awarded back in 2020 during the COVID stuff. There's no connection between that and Sweet Baby Incorporated, or no obvious connection. The second source is from Data Republican, a partisan website that consolidates cleared charity funding data. In this case, while it's true that Feminist Frequency has received $235,000 in contributions, only six of the dollars of those are estimated to be from the taxpayers. The remaining, $235,214 is speculative, the result of private donors and other forms of income. Government spending has been increased scrutiny following the presidential election. There's a lot of critical and angry about it without resorting to misrepresenting the facts. So this, obviously these kind of posts by Pirate Nation and others don't help because they're clearly they're not proof enough. I'm sure the government was funding crap like this. Obviously there's a lot of like pro LGBTQ funding that's already been found. So the fact that they might be funding, feminists or consultancy companies like this might be true. I don't know. But it could be more indirect than just them giving grants to them. There has been stuff. This was interesting. This came into my feed where, different grants. We really gave out $2 million to make a video game about condoms for minorities. Pictured as the game. Select all the stars to unlock the real party. And you could just tell just by looking at it. Anyone that's had to do any stupid, like, interactive type of training video, this gives off that exact vibes. Wow, it's edutainment. And this kind of goes recipient, Will Medical College of Cornell University. Effectiveness testing of a bilingual video game intervention to decrease contraception non-use among sexually active Black and Hispanics adolescents. A random trial. We propose rigorously test the effectiveness of No Baby No, a bilingual video game intervention to decrease contraception non-use in a trial of 650 randomized English or Spanish-speaking sexually active 16 to 19-year-old Black and Hispanic adolescents in New York City. Since 2015, we have partnered with English and Spanish-speaking Black and Hispanic adolescents and performed formative research utilizing human-centered designs to iteratively develop and test the sex-positive, of course, interactive No Baby No video game to deliver a multi-component intervention with education, skill building, contraception promoted, and it's cut off there. So it's got all the buzzwords that you'd expect from a research grant, and of course you got to throw Black and Hispanics in there. That's how you get the government funding. If it said white people, who cares about those guys? But Black and Hispanics, especially non-English speaking ones, I mean, come on, we got to help them out. They're was some of the best contributing members of societies. Apparently they got $5 million, which you click on the grant. I guess somewhere they mentioned you got $5 million. But this game obviously looks like garbage. I don't see how, $5 million went to this game. It seems like a huge waste of money. Like some kid with Flash and a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper back in 2001 could have made this game in a weekend. But somehow people got to get $5 million for this because we got to do research, we got to get the kids, 650 people. So yeah, it says it's awarded a 5-year $5 million grant from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services through the Office of Population Affairs under the Teen Pregnancy Prevention Program to conduct randomized trial testings whether a bilingual video game called No Baby No can increase the use of contraception among sexually active Black and Hispanic adolescents. Wow, really cool. So we just need to do a trial to see if this, Actually, maybe the $5 million isn't even to make the video game. It's just to test whether this shitty looking video game can help black teens and Hispanics use contraception. Wow. I mean, it's clearly a great use of taxpayer money. Obviously. So, I mean, I'm sure there is waste. I'm sure there is stuff, because it seems like a lot of this USAID was used to push left-wing propaganda, from the funding of Politico to the different causes, which honestly, I don't even think the point of like making like some like trans opera in some third world country was really to actually promote trans people. I'm sure it's to give their friends money overall, because I mean, it just seems like such a ridiculous waste of money. That is the point really to promote trans people in Guatemala or something? I don't think it's Guatemala, but you get the point. It's to give somebody, one of their friends, a shitload of money to do something completely useless. So could they have been given money to Sweet Baby? Maybe. Could have they've been given money to Feminist Frequency? Maybe, in a sense, in like 3 degrees away, like somebody that made somebody got some government grant to do something completely useless, like study like why African Americans I'm not let me not go down that road, but to study something ridiculous, and then they just gave money to it. Clearly liberals are willing to give their friends a lot of money and use the taxpayers' dime to do it. So the fact that these stuff like Feminist Frequency can get a bunch of money through their friends makes a lot of sense now. Makes more sense now after seeing all the cash that's being thrown around through stuff like USAID. And I'm sure that's not the only way, the only slush fund out there that's funding liberal causes.